everyone, it's Jana from The Last Stitch. I recently made a pair of dressier pants using some higher end ready-to-wear techniques. So I thought, why not make a video where I share my top tips and things that I learned, and perhaps you can find these tricks useful as well. So let's start with tip number 1. Now we all know how difficult sewing waistband can be on pants. So my first tip is to actually interface both the inner waistband piece and the outer waistband piece, because I see a lot of pattern instructions showing just interfacing one of the side of the waistband. But the problem with that is it's going to be really hard then to top stitch or stitch the waistband in place, because you will have problems with the uninterfaced layer slipping. Of course, you should perhaps use a slightly lighter weight interfacing, because you don't want that rigid feeling in your waistband. I personally prefer to have a waistband that has a little bit of give rather than one of those stiff cardboard facing. So that's my number 1 tip: interface both the inside and the outside of the waistband. And speaking of waistband, we all know that it's often difficult to get the inside of the waistband looking as nice as the outside of the waistband. And what I love to do, which is to stitch a folding stitch on the inside of the waistband, inner waistband piece. So you stitch that at the edge of the seam allowance. So then you just use that as a guide when you fold and press the seam allowance in, because then you have this nice straight line that will guide you. So both the seam allowance will be much more even than if you had to like gauge and press and press and press. So if you try this, you're going to be a real game changer. Personally, anytime you have a problem where you need to fold something to get it really crisp, for instance, if you're doing a narrow hem on a blouse, it's the same principle. Do that, stitch along the seam edge, and you're going to be amazed what a difference that makes. So if you combine that with my first tip, which is interfacing both inside and the outside of the waistband with the stitch, I can guarantee you your waistband will look so much nicer straight away. And now my third waistband tips. I hope I can explain this well, and if not, there is a tutorial on my website, thelaststitch.com, where I show exactly how to sew a beautiful curved waistband on dressier pants. And of course that link will be in the description section of this video. So when you're sewing the edge of the waistband, you know, the short edge here where you put the button, I don't recommend that you sew a straight stitch line and then fold it over like that, because you will have a really difficult time getting that crisp 90-degree corners. Instead, what I do is that I fold the piece here and I fold it so that it covers the zipper edge. And instead of stitching that straight line, when I press and fold in the waistband like this, I actually use slip stitching, you know, that hand stitching that is almost invisible, so that closes the edge. So I don't do any stitching. Of course, if you're top stitching the waistband, for instance, if you're sewing a pair of jeans, then you can definitely just stitch over it. That's what I do when I sew jeans waistbands. And by the way, if you want to learn even more about sewing jeans, you can also check out my book Sewing Jeans, where I show this method more in depth as well, but it's also in the tutorial that I'm talking about on my blog. So that's a really nice tip if you can get the hang of it. I've also seen a few cool options in ready-to-wear trousers, so we're going to check that out now. They extend the waistband on the back piece, so it's actually folded over like this, and then the inner waistband, as you can see when I'm holding these pants, it actually starts, I think about 2 inches in, 5 centimeters in on the backside. So if you want to adapt your pattern for this, I think it's going to be a really, really good idea. That's why I love looking into ready-to-wear, because I think you can learn so much stuff that aren't always available in the kind of sewing patterns that we normally do and the sewing instructions that we find in books. And another super cool way of sewing waistband that I've seen in a lot of ready-to-wear in Sweden, I suspect it's because it saves money, but I think it's also something that we can employ when we're making our own pants. So let's look inside these linen pants from H&M. As you can see again, which I talked about on the previous pants, they have let the waistband extend to the inside, but then look what's here. Yeah, can you see? It's elastic. It's a regular, I think it's a regular 5 centimeters, 2 inch elastic band, and that's the only thing on the inside. Of course, the outer waistband is interfaced, as you can see, but on the inside it's just a regular elastic, a pretty good, nice, stable elastic. But can you imagine, this is not a knit pants. This is a woven pants made of linen and rayon fabric, and then on the inside. So I'm definitely going to try this method. I also have a few tips when it comes to front pockets. First of all, one tip that I find in most ready-to-wear, I guess again, is to simplify the process. Save time, save fabric. But I actually think it's also a really good idea if you're not too picky about the shape of the pockets. So instead, in the garment industry, they just tend to use one pocket lining piece like this. And as you can see, there's no seam here, it's just a straight line that is folded. And that really is, of course, it saves time, it saves fabric, but it also saves bulkiness, because you won't get that bulky seam, you know, hitting your tie. So you get just this really nice flat thing. So I actually do this on most of the pants that I'm doing now. I just changed the front pocket pattern. It's such an easy adaptation to make. And by the way, I've also done a tutorial on this on my blog, theeloststitch.com. I will link to all these tutorials that I mentioned here, because I'm going to have another cool tutorial soon in this video to share. And of course, I love to use lining fabric, but the problem is, of course, that it can be visible from the outside. So that's why I always interface the pocket piece. So I just add a fabric piece and let it like extend a few centimeters, a few inches inside of the pocket opening like this. So for instance, you can see here, you can see the lining, right? You can see the lining, but when I'm wearing the pants, you can't see it. And I've used the same type of extension on the upper piece. Here you can see it's just a couple of centimeters, I think about 1 inch. That covers it well. And if you just do that, you can just keep that nice, soft, lightweight lining for the rest of the pants, which again, a great tip to utilize. And now we're going to talk about probably the trickiest part when it comes to sewing a pair of pants, which is getting the front zipper right. And I'm a big fan of using the ready-to-wear industry, which also has this nice fly shield, so it kind of protects your zipper from rubbing towards the body. Sometimes it's not necessary because, you know, these modern coil zippers, they're very kind to the body. But honestly, to me, this is the way to do it. I just love how it looks. And I've actually done a tutorial on my blog about this as well, how to make the zipper from step to step. And I also have some downloadable pieces there that you can use if your regular sewing pattern lacks this nice fly shield, and so you get all the dimension right. Doing zippers on pants, I find it much easier if you insert a zipper on the flat, meaning that you sew together the front pieces and then you add the zipper. So instead of just sewing the pants together and then have the zipper, it's much more easy if you do it first, you know, just sew the crotch seam up to the zipper and then you attach the zipper. As I said, it's too difficult to explain all the steps in how to sew a zipper in this video, but don't worry, as I said, I have a tutorial on my blog which I think you'll love, because it goes into every little step on how to insert zippers the professional way, and I think you're going to love the end result. But the biggest tip here is, of course, as I said, attach it on the flat. Don't sew the pants first and then you have the zipper, because if you do it on a flat, you will have a much easier time assembling the zipper. And when you're finally done sewing the pants, you need to hem them. Now, you can definitely hem it by hand, which is a nice way of really getting that invisible stitch, but you can also use the blind hem stitch on your sewing machine, which I've done on these pair of pants. And to be honest, I don't think you will see much of the thread on the outside. And I use a dark matching thread on the pants. And then on the inside, I actually used my serger to overcast the edges using a regular 3-thread overlock stitch, and then just the blind hem stitch on my sewing machine. And this I use for pretty much every skirt, every pant. So if you're not using the blind hem stitch, because it's so durable as well, I find the blind hem, I love sewing it, actually it's quite relaxing to sew it by hand, but for me the problem is that it doesn't really hold as well as the machine blind hem stitch. Now that could definitely be my hand sewing skills that aren't up to par, I am the first to admit that. But if you're like me and are struggling, I definitely recommend that you try out the blind hem stitch instead. And again, I do have a tutorial that we'll link to in this in the description section of this video, a video tutorial that I think you're going to really love, where I talk how to get that blind hem stitch actually invisible. So that's my final tip when it comes to sewing pants, is to use the blind hem stitch when hemming them. So I hope you enjoyed these quick tips on how to sew better pants using techniques inspired by the ready-to-wear. Now I would love to hear your suggestions. What have been your revelations? I know if you have any questions that you might need help with, just drop a note in the comment section and we would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. stitch safe, and I talk to you soon.